Lately, there has been this hashtag going around called Surviving Sophia, and upon looking into this case, it is one of the strangest things that we've ever heard of. A woman named Sophia Nur was able to convince a lot of people that she was a publicist. She then used this fake title to scam a ton of Los Angeles influencers such as Wittek and Denzel Dion out of thousands of dollars. On top of that, she also decided to fake a pregnancy and say that Jack Harlow was the father. Basically, for about 2 years, Sophia built up a fake image that she was this LA publicist. This included her spending a lot of time in the usual influencer hotspots such as LA and New York City. Whenever she met big influencers, whether from YouTube or TikTok or Instagram even, she would tell them about how many other huge influencers she knew and worked with. And because she kept popping up everywhere, a lot of these influencers had seen her around enough to really lower their guard. However, this month, several influencers notably began to call out one of their friends named Sophia. They said that she was fake and had been scamming them out of millions of dollars. Although not much is known about where she came from, a TikTok user named King Asante said in their research that she was from Toronto. Over the course of 2 years, she allegedly had been getting cash, credit card info, food, and flights from influencers like Wittek, Ricky Thompson, and many more. On several occasions, she just straight up approached people and said that she needed to borrow money, but then they would just never hear from her again. People really trusted her as well, and it turned out to be their undoing. I've now heard multiple accounts from influencers that she even used the exact same story to get money out of them. Wittek and another influencer named Camille both claimed that Sophia had called them and said that she had been stolen from or that she was robbed and didn't have anywhere to stay. Feeling bad for someone that they believed was their friend, both gave over credit card information to book her a hotel and even paid for her flights on a few occasions. She also allegedly told people that the rapper Jack Harlow was so obsessed with her and then suggested that she was pregnant with his child. Now, what ended up happening is all of these influencers sort of know each other, so when they began communicating specifically about Sophia, all of the puzzle pieces started to click together. While in a Twitter space, a ton of influencers engaged in stories about Sophia, and at last they all were able to get on the same page that they had just been collectively scammed. Even Mike Malak, who is a YouTuber and co-host of the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, revealed that he had met Sophia back in April of 2021. He had met Sophia in Atlanta the night that Jake Paul had beaten Ben Askren, which was also the first night that she met people like Jack Harlow and many other celebrities. How she weaseled her way into this event is still a mystery, but I'm assuming that she was able to get an invite through another influencer, or at the very least listen to the details enough to figure it out for herself. Mike even claimed that Sophia approached him that night and said that she worked for Triller. Then she proceeded to find her way into every possible setting where influencers and celebrities would be, to the point where she was even being forcibly removed by security because she had just entered these areas that she was not allowed to be in, VIP areas and such. Now, Mike had his suspicions about her very early on, because in clips where he is telling his story about surviving Sophia, this was all before anyone knew that she had scammed other people. He says on this old podcast that he repeatedly had to get Logan's security to remove Sophia from events that she would just show up to and pretend like they were all friends, when in reality Mike understood that she was just a stranger who was simply an opportunist and wasn't going to take no for an answer. Now, the exact total of how much was scammed out of these influencers has not been confirmed, but it's believed to be roughly $11 million. Several people lost thousands of dollars to her, and a few more lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, the internet is not exactly taking the side of these influencers who were scammed out of all of their money by Sophia. Many people on the internet are struggling to even feel any sympathy towards people who just hand over their credit card information to strangers. One user wrote, "You literally gave her your credit card number and let her in your home and then believed her lies without fact checking and etc. That's not a mental illness, y'all are just dumb. Hashtag surviving Sophia." And from the looks of it, Sophia has deactivated any trace of herself on social media, but since this drama has unfolded, I have also witnessed a few troll accounts that are claiming to be Sophia. So just watch out for that and really keep your guard up with anyone like this in general. For now though, that's all the time that we have for you today, but I'll catch you on the next one.